Here with us on Rising Stars. Now, in a move to amplify the entrepreneurial spirit among startups, ShopClues recently organized the Next Big Epreneur Challenge, a platform where budding entrepreneurs showcase their ideas, and the winners that were selected will, of course, win amongst them a prize of up to 1 crore rupees. There were 4 names that were finalized, and joining us to talk about the competition is Sandeep Agarwal, the founder of ShopClues, as well as 2 of the winners, Nabarun Chakraborty, the founder of Ornativa, and Sadia Naseem, the founder of Glam Studios. Great to have all of you with us here in the studios today. Thanks for joining us. So Sandeep, first tell us a little bit about the competition itself, why you decided to go ahead and conduct the challenge.
Actually the competition is nothing but the spirit of ShopClues, the company I founded 5 years back. I wish that time someone was conducting an event like that, because it took me a lot of time to line up the first round of funding. But thing is, we are creating an ecosystem. The ShopClues is all about ecosystem, contributing a bit for e-commerce and thinking about where the retail and the e-commerce in this country is heading. And this is our way of honestly giving back to some of the budding entrepreneurs, and some of the finest, in my view, are sitting here with you today.
So there was quite a process, wasn't it, Nabaru? So how did you, go about the various levels? Tell us a little bit about the competition and what it entailed.
So basically, we are already a seller in ShopClues. We used to sell in ShopClues our jewelry, and then we came to know about these challenges and these awards. We participated in these challenges, and then there was 3/4 step, and we came in final stage, and then we win the competition. So
Sadia, I remember you were actually very confident at the competition. Did you find it a challenging exercise, or did you have a lot of conviction in your idea?
We were very convicted. We knew that we are going to win it. So the idea was like, we are selling one product in the grooming category on shopclues.com, and that was the time we were actually conceptualizing Glam Studio, and we got that opportunity. Okay, fine, ShopClues has announced something like this, and we were sure that with the kind of idea we have and with the kind of team we are going to win that.
So what was the kind of breadth, Sandeep, in terms of the entries that came in? Most of them, of course, were on the digital front, because that's what you were looking for. But in terms of the sector, the types of ideas, tell us a little bit.
See, I don't know the exact number, but it was a very large number. And it was all over the map. From as traditional business as it can get. And obviously we did little bit, maybe you can say, I don't know whether you can call it selfishly, because at the end of the day we are giving money rather than taking it. But we still did look into the ShopClues ecosystem. We have the highest number of sellers. India has 20 million SMEs. 500,000 of that currently use ShopClues platform to sell online. So for us, that was a starting point. Look for, like as they say, charity begins at home. So how about look for entrepreneurs who have maybe tried our platform, but it was not limited to that. So I don't know whether I'm able to answer your question, but it was there were hundreds of entries. It was all over the map. Some were doing pure play internet. Someone was doing very traditional business. Someone was doing a kind of hybrid or omni-channel. And I must say, it was just a very high quality of entrepreneur. At the end of the day, in any contest or competition, you have to choose 2, 3, 4. But they were great entries.
Okay. So, Sadia, you've been an entrepreneur for a while. You've had your spate with various ventures. How do competitions like these help?
It definitely helps. In India, everybody knows that like out of 120 startups only get successful, or other 80 startups fail. It generally happens because of the lack of resources. Many a times the idea is good, the team is good, but they do not get a platform. They do not get money, they do not get mentorship. So with these kind of platform which ShopClues has started, it's definitely going to help the entrepreneurs like us, because it helped us. I mean, we were able to actually get guidance from the team of ShopClues and the money we are going to receive. So it is very, very helpful.
Fantastic. And Nabarun, for you as well, you've been working very consistently, with mentors or with platforms which you feel can help develop your business. And I think you've been very focused on that. So again, even for you, how does a platform like this help in whether it's getting the word out or, of course, additional funding? Take us through what you feel are the merits.
Definitely, because I believe if you're an early stage startup, or if you're a $1 million startup or a $1 billion startup, you need mentorship for expand your business. Without mentorship, you can't expand your business. And we fail a lot of time to get good mentorship, as I started from Calcutta, and there is no proper ecosystem for startup. We can't find any proper mentor. We fail every day to sustain our business. So definitely you need a good mentorship to alive your business or expand your business.
And I think, Sandeep, you naturally fit into that role. I've been reading some of your tweets, which have been, giving out some sound advice to young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, see, I think, thing is, a lot has changed in this country last 3-4 years in terms of entrepreneurism. Otherwise, I must say, India in general is very perception-driven society, and only success was rewarded. As he said, there is a lot of failure too. So, I think especially last 1.5-2 years, I feel the entrepreneurial ecosystem has built up. I think these young entrepreneurs now get it. They are not afraid of failures. They are not afraid of trying. And I feel definitely, I think capital is a very harsh reality of creating a modern style contemporary companies like the one ShopClues or the one they are trying to create. But yeah, I mean, if you can get a capital along with a mentorship, then you can have your cake and eat too.
Right. Absolutely. So, let's actually first get a sense of both these businesses before I ask more questions. So, Navran, tell us a little bit about Ornativa.
Ornativa is a fashion jewelry brand. You can create your own designs. You can customize your own designs. And it's real time. Like you can customize your design. You can change the stone color in real time. You can see the designs. And also we are using 3D printing technology to reduce the manufacturing cost. Like we are like targeting the young generation women who can't afford very expensive jewelry. So we are providing premium quality jewelry in very affordable price.
And you've been functional for about 3 years.
Yes, 2.5 years.
2.5, 3 years. Yes. And you're already profitable.
Yes.
Which is, I think, one of the key things that stood out for you when you were judging the competition.
I think, I'll be very honest with you. Sometime, in fact, in my view, I think right now economy is bad, very difficult to raise money. So there's a heightened awareness or heightened sensitivity around profitability. In their case, it went in their favor because they have been bootstrapping, been operational for 2.5 years and yet profitable. But I'll be very honest with you. I'm not sure that always being profitable at a very early stage is a good sign also. But I think what other things
He's trying to scare you now.
No. But what I liked about them is a very relevant team. If they don't do it, who else will do it? Very strong domain expertise. Their passion and energy was visible. They were on top of their metrics and the numbers. And their, when I saw their logo, when their branding, the products they had to display during the competition, I think it clearly looked like something which can become very big.
So are you still based in Calcutta, or have you shifted?
We are planning to move from Calcutta
to
Hyderabad and Mumbai.
Okay, to Hyderabad and Mumbai. All right. And Sadia, tell us a little bit about Glam Studios.
So Glam Studios is basically trying to tap the unorganized salon segment and create a chain out of it so that the customers who have a small budget for grooming services, they can also go in a brand and get a predictable experience. So, so the model is like aggregating the existing studio salons and then giving them our brand, standardization, training, and then technology.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, this model was much debated. In fact, we spent a lot of time on their presentation, I think, right?
That's right.
But what stood out for you?
Yeah, first of all, I think they offered me a free haircut, so I knew that I was going to pick them up as one of the winner. No, that was a joke. But I think the main thing is, look, if you look at USA, Super Clips, Great Clips, there are multiple branded outlets. Even in India, Naturals has done extremely well in South with 500 plus outlets. I think the way the retail, only 8% to 10% of the retail is organized, that is applicable for almost everything we consume, right? So, I really personally liked how they were thinking about bringing some standardization, some predictability, maybe incremental business, as well as, some kind of booking engine along with, so it sounded to me like on a cusp of digital retailing and use of some of the digital technologies.
Okay. And you also said, Sadia, something very interesting, because you said that you'd actually taken lessons from some of your experiences before that and implemented them when you were actually creating this business model. And I think that's really interesting because you have that insight then into what's currently working or not working in the e-commerce space at some level.
Yeah, so actually before we started Glam Studio, we were doing a research in the beauty and wellness industry. And I was like, let us take that experience ourselves first. We called all the beauticians, I mean all the home service, we used all the home service providers. And whenever we called a beautician, they were ready to give us their direct number. And if you talk to that girl and if you ask her for her aspirations, she'll tell, I want to become a beautician. I want to open my own salon someday. So that was a key point. And then there were some areas wherein we were very, very conscious. One was the security of a beautician and the customer, and then the loyalty of a customer and the beautician, and then again the aspiration of the beautician, the beautician to open a parlor. That actually made us think twice, and then we started meeting a lot of salon owners, and then we met some 200 salons in one area, and all of them were struggling. You know, they were looking for business because they do not know how to run that. If you look at India as a number, India has approximately 1 lakh parlors, out of which organized inventory is only 2,500. But if you look at the market share of the same, it is 25%. So there was a huge opportunity available. By some standardization, some technology implementation, training, we could actually improve their business, and we have seen that. We have tripled the business of a few salons which started with us in December.
Fantastic. So let's talk about the way forward. For a startup that's been active, let's say, for a couple of years, and you've just got this round of funding, does it allow you to sit back and relax for a moment?
No.
Or does it just press the pedal on the accelerator?
No, definitely no, because I'm working at least 17 hours a day.
Oh, God.
After getting funding also, after getting mentorship also. If you are in a startup, you have to work minimum 16 to 70 hours.
Are you saying that just because he's sitting here?
No, I think I wanted to hear that earlier. I was working 14 hours, now it's in 17, and in 2 months it will be 19. And I'm finding ways how not to sleep.
Definitely.
Well, you know what I found interesting was in both of these startups, both these industries are also very crowded. And I remember that you had said, Nabrun, that you weren't really intimidated by that because you felt the opportunity was so huge.
Exactly.
So to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, because India, the jewelry market is huge. It's around 2.5 billion market size in India. But problem is like nobody is focusing on design. Nobody is focusing on quality. Everybody they're buying and selling it. So our target is to provide premium quality fashion jewelry in affordable price.
Okay.
So that is why we feel a lot of opportunity in this market.
Okay. And you know, when it comes to laying out really what comes next, Sandeep, I know you've also sat down with them. So what are the areas, opportunities you feel will be catalysts for growth?
See, I think devil is in detail, and these guys know what they are doing. But I will say just this way, that you know, it takes 31,000 rupees today to buy a 10-gram gold, right? Buy a high-quality diamond, it takes forever. And for 3,000 years in India, you know, when someone thinks about grooming and looking good, jewelry is a very integral part of that. Right. So culturally, jewelry is a very big part of what we do as a society to look good, to look better. You know, they are creating affordable luxury. They are creating fashion jewelry. You know, you look at some of the retail brands like Zara and H&M. They changed how the fast fashion is coming. Similarly, I will say that because of the precious metals are becoming more expensive, 3D printing is now possible. You can see and you can have a virtual experience how your jewelry will look like before you even shell out the money. It all looked very, very scalable, very thematic to me. And I hope they are able to fulfill this large addressable opportunities void which I saw in the market.
Okay. What for you are the next steps?
Expansion.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
So what does that entail? I mean, tell us a little bit about your team, how much legwork is required on this, what are some of the challenges?
So it's like we are a team of, the core team is of 4 people, and we have been knowing each other for more than 15 years, like from college days. And the current focus is on expansion. Currently we have got 37 salon, and we are planning to take it to 100 in the next 30 to 40 days only, as per Sandeep. It is like take it to 3,000 by 31st December.
Oh my God, that's like really putting the pressure on them, isn't it?
By the way, I just want you to be clear that look, their business is what they run.
Yeah.
We are not a professional investors.
No,
and I have founded
completely.
2 companies, and I can never behave like a financial investor. And no offense to the financial investor, right? You got to do what you got to do. I was just trying to motivate that set the target which almost looks impossible, because every great company, whatever they are currently doing, before they started, for the rest of the world that looked impossible.
Exactly.
Right.
So that gave us a food for thought, definitely. So we have been thinking on the strategy, and we have been thinking how are we going to, because in our model particularly what is important, that we are changing the entire brand of the salon, which is like a kind of a franchisee model for them, but for us it is aggregation, and for investors also it looks like aggregation. Right. So there we have to tweak the model a bit to be as aggressive as Sandeep says in the expansion. But yeah, we are planning to add 70 more salon in the next 30 to 40 days.
And the plan is all over the country.
No, in Delhi NCR. The current focus is only on Delhi NCR, and we're planning to have 2,000 salons soon.
That is 31st December.
You do know that's like 3 months away.
Yeah. See, but again, I'm repeating myself, but look, I think until some metrics start working for you, they all look impossible. I remember in the early days of Shop Clues, the day we touched 20 orders per day, we could not sleep. It was a big day. Right? But one day, our first marketing strategy when started working, after that we never saw orders less than 400. So it was just 20 times bigger, and literally in a matter of 15, 20 days, because we kept on trying various things. And that's what I try to, honestly, more than money, I bring the experiences of, some of these empirical evidences. It is, as they say, if you aim for star, you'll get a moon. So I'm telling them 3,000 by December of this year. Hey, even if you do 1,000, trust me, it'll be better than 100 you are thinking.
It's really great.
So, in terms of, I know when you're looking out for young ideas to support, you are looking at drive, ambition, which you will need a lot of to meet that target. But what are some of the other things that are important? For instance, what about culture? The kind of thinking that entrepreneurs have, the kind of company they want to create. How important is that?
See, I think it's very important. Look, one person may end up bringing a vision, strategy, but there has to be a team. And you cannot keep everything next to your chest. And in these 2 cases especially, we saw a team, a very solid team, and very complementary. Right? If everyone is similar, then you need a very diverse background, very diverse style of personality, and then but in a way that even when I was chatting with the team, I said, you guys are very complementary to each other. Make sure there's always love and respect for each other, and never have a room for fear and jealousy and all. And so long as you manage not to die, not to run out of capital, and don't lose love and respect for each other, it will work out. So team and culture, Abha, as you mentioned, is extremely important. Other things are honestly like, how he mentioned about 3D printing, how you can change the color, etc. See, something, I always say this way, for entrepreneur, one person or a team of people, they should see a problem of a size of a mountain or a rock, which to you and I may look like dirt or pebble. Right. Because then only they can solve the problem. So culture is very important, but very obsessive vision, which, where they can see, we can see just the moon, they can see the craters and the waterfall and everything in between.
All right. And what I like in both of your cases is, again, the bootstrapping and being able to utilize funds very effectively. And I think even with Glam Studios, you guys have managed to make your initial funds last for quite some time. So what's the kind of turnaround you're seeing on each store? How are you also looking at the financial metrics there?
And so when we started Glam Studios, we had no money, but we had a passion to start it. So we figured out ways how to get money to bootstrap this venture. And then luckily we got some seed investment, which was very small, and it could actually help us to scale up to 30 salon. And we see that in our model, a salon, we do break even at a unit level in 6 months.
Okay.
So that's where the economics is. And financially, we are planning to add, as I said, that we are planning to add 2,000 salons in the next 2 years. So the numbers will depend on that.
Okay. And I think one of the highlights for you has also been your tie-up with Swarovski.
Yes,
tell us about that.
Last month we did a partnership with Swarovski, and also we are using only Swarovski stones to make the jewelry premium.
Right.
And also they will share our collection on their website and their social media also. So that will give us a lot of boost for our brand.
And where do you find the maximum traction coming in for Ornativa products?
Basically, we are getting from social media like Facebook, Instagram.
Any certain cities or certain demographics?
Yes, from Bangalore, Mumbai and Delhi. Mainly these metros are giving a lot of traffic.
Okay. And you said you might move to Hyderabad. Why is that?
Because we have selected for one accelerator in Hyderabad. It's called Spark 10 Accelerator.
Right.
So they have invested seed fund on our company.
Nice.
So because of that, we have moved to Hyderabad.
Fantastic. So lots of action happening at both of these young startups. Sandeep, is this something that you intend to do more of, competitions like these? Are you now moving more from a founder role to a, angel investor kind of role?
See, well, I have been investing personally, honestly, last 18 months, and I have invested in close to a dozen companies. This was shop-exclusive, and they were very kind for me being as a founder to invite me and pick some of these, meet some of these fine entrepreneurs and pick them up. But yeah, I mean, the answer is, a short answer is yes. I personally definitely invest, and I invest a lot. But there is no way I'm retiring from being a founder of Droom. I'm in love with that.
Yeah.
And I can do, he does it for 17 hours. I also does for 17 hours. Sometimes it goes to 21 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my full-time job is, from an idea to converting something into a scalable, viable business. That's what I enjoy the most. The first 3 years of chaos and confusion. But now it gives me a lot of pleasure, actually. In fact, almost like giving money, more than money, meeting very interesting people, how they are thinking, what is their energies. It keeps me, very excited and, on a daily basis.
Okay, well, we love to usually wrap up with some bits of insights or learning. So let me get some of that from you. Any advice you'd like to share from your learning, so with other entrepreneurs, or even any insights into how to deal with investors such as Sandeep?
So for investors, we never discussed investment.
Yeah.
It was like you just meet an investor and keep talking. Do not say that you need money. So if your idea is good, you will get investment. So that was our strategy. We never talked about money. Whenever we met investor, we were like, we are doing this, and we have done this so far. We have future plans. We are a good team, but we never said we need your money.
Nice.
So it came, and it's like I believe that you should never ever give up. That's one strategy. Whatever is the situation, just keep going. That's it.
Okay, Navran?
Yep, the same thing, like never give up, and you have to take risks to achieve something. So that is from my side.
So there's no fear factor here for either of you?
No. Because from 2.5 years we are bootstrapping the company. We have invested our own savings. We bank, so we don't have any money on our bank account.
Wow.
So we have taken a lot of risks for this startup. So.
Wow. Well, I'm sure it will work out. Sandeep, any of your wise things you want to leave us with?
No, I think I would just say that, look, I think for me it's very exciting. 5 years back when I came to India, I still found entrepreneurism in the ecosystem at a very, very early stage, very rudimentary. Now it is shaping up. So I would just say, follow your dreams, follow your passion. Don't do this because it is glamorous. Don't do this because you want to be your own boss. Don't do this because you want to make money. Because I can tell you, as an entrepreneur, it's a most lonely job. It's a most demanding job. And when you report to yourself, it's probably the toughest boss you can have. So do it if you are obsessive and passionate.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for all of you. Is there something you wanted to add? No? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. Great having you, and it's great to see you all smiling. So I hope you're equally excited when I see you next time. That's all from us on this edition of Rising Stars. Thanks so much for watching.